there is a problem in the world. As every year that goes on by, more and more anime games are coming west. Well, it's not really a problem for most of us, but as I'll explain, this doesn't usually work out that well in the long run. So anime games. No, those aren't the games that look anime but are actually video games, and that whole sentence structure didn't really make sense, so let's just move on. I mean anime games. Video games that are based off an existing franchise that recently had airing anime on Japanese TV or elsewhere. It seems that every year, with this year being the peak, that more of these video games are getting announced, and that more of them are surprisingly getting localized for us in the West. Now this is a normal marketing tool for most companies. You have something like a manga or light novel, you give it an anime to help it boost sales of the original property. Well, what if instead you wanted to go further beyond and make a video game on said anime? And recently this has been happening with games such as Black Clover, Project Knight, My Hero Academia, One's Justice, Sword Art Online, Fatal Bullet, Little Witch Academia, Chamber of Time, The Seven Deadly Sins, Knights of Britannia, DragonBall Fighterz, and numerous others that I can't be bothered to pronounce. That's a lot of weeb games. Now one thing to note is that with all of these, they were released in the past 2 years, and a lot of them had an anime airing during this time period. So yes, it's the old release something to promote something else that big businesses love to do. Now I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, because it is great when you love something that the franchise is actually offering you, the fan, something else to enjoy it in another medium. The issue I have with these numerous games is how low quality most of them seem to be. Because video game making isn't a quick and easy process, these developers are often rushing these games out with very little effort, just so they can maximize sales to have it sold while the anime is airing on TV in Japan. And with all of that rushing, Western companies scramble to bring these games out west as quickly as possible. So now you have many of your favorite anime getting possibly their only video game, and they are getting localized, but you ain't gonna have much fun with them. So the first example is Little Witch Academia, a Studio Trigger original show, which is pretty much an anime Harry Potter, and it was extremely charming and adorable. But lo and behold, it got a video game. And what genre would it be? Oh, maybe they would try and copy the Harry Potter style video game, with tons of mini games and things to do. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up. Yay! I mean, there is exploring in the schools at times between battles, but from what I've gathered, the game is just meh. Not terrible, not amazing, meh. Well, the company is happy because all they had to do was to convince Trigger fans to buy it and they got their sales. But now you have fans of the anime who aren't too impressed with it and wouldn't recommend this game to non-anime fans to maybe convince them to buy into the franchise. Now take a look at My Hero Academia. It has been gathering a lot of attention from its trailers, but then you actually look at the gameplay and man does it look slow. And just taking a look at other examples, you can see a trend here. The games just look and feel cheaply made. What happened to actually taking your time to design video games, to add some care and quality into them so not just fans would buy them, but maybe people who have never watched the anime will go, oh hey, that looks pretty neat. Now the most likely anime to warrant a video game was Kill la Kill, with all of its crazy battles, weapons and characters. Once it aired, it seemed to be the perfect choice to get a video game, and well, for the longest time, nothing was said. I mean, when you look at the battles, the gameplay just screams Metal Gear Solid Rising. And what do you know? The people behind that game have expressed that they would love to make a video game Kill la Kill, but still nothing. That's until, you guessed it, where it was announced the Kill la Kill video game is finally coming out. And it's not really what people were hoping for. I mean, you first had Arc System Works tease it, and everyone assumed it would be like Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, DragonBall Fighterz, but nope. They're just producing it. The Little Witch game team are making it instead. I mean, they could have at least tried to please the fans with this one. However, from gameplay, it actually looks kind of fun. But then again, I said the same about Little Witch Academia, and well, you know. Now on the other end of the spectrum, you have a game for the biggest manga in the industry, One Piece World Seeker. And like the name suggests, this game seems to be open world, with huge environments to explore and fun traveling mechanics. It actually looks like a video video game that is being developed with love and care, because the fan base is humongous, and with that it is going to win over fans who aren't familiar with One Piece, like me. Because when you take the time to add these quality into video games, you can expand your potential sales revenue. And lastly, of course, the best example of love and care put into an anime video game is DragonBall Fighterz, a 2.5D fighting game with Dragon Ball Z and Super characters, and man does it really look like something else. The detail in the character models is astounding, and it's amazing how this game was able to replicate the anime's art style. I mean, it somehow looks better than the show in some places. Well, I bought the game, and I really loved my time with it, even though I haven't played it in a while because Waifu 21 is in high tier and I keep getting donked by this menace. But regardless of the quality, I'm still happy that these games are getting announced for the West, because a long time ago there was a point where an anime would get a lot of video games, but no one would localize them for us, and we would just sit there and sob, because we will never get to play a Gurren Lagann game. And I know that companies want to maximize their returns on these niche games, so they need to rush them out to get the sales while the anime is still relevant and keep their costs low. I just wish that they could maybe take some more care with creating games that can actually stand up on their own and still bring in fans well after the anime has aired. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Are there too many anime games on the market? Or not enough? Do you mind the cheap quality because it at least means that you have a video game of your favorite anime? And y'all better not argue who the best Kill la Kill girl is in the comments, because Ryuko wins by default, okay? Let me know in the comments below. And then maybe someday, you will be able to walk into a game shop and see an enticing box art on the shelves and just buy the game. No need for you to have watched the anime, because the game has the love and care of the developers who actually want to make a good video game. Oh wait, most of them are digital only. Yay!
Trojan, RamZaes, Magnum, Sheik!